let's check out the mint coloured S24 FE. Let's begin with its design. So it's paired with an aluminium frame with Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front and back, and offers a design that is strong and sturdy until you notice this little chip on the side corner of my device, which happened sadly during delivery. Moving on from that though, let's take a tour around our device, and starting at the top, this is where you're going to find your mics and your SIM tray. This allows you to either use a dual nano SIM, dual eSIMs, plus the option to mix between them, so a physical SIM and an eSIM. Sadly, there's no SD card option available, so you have to choose your storage options wisely. So this is a 128GB model, there's a 256GB model and a 512GB model, which all comes with 8GB of RAM. Make sure to select the best option for you when purchasing, and of course you can add extra cloud storage. That will be another monthly expense on top. So coming down your right hand side of your device, you'll find your volume control at the top, and underneath that is your power button / Bixby button, so you can choose which you want to do, and you can remap this in the settings. Sadly, there's no tactile differences between these buttons, but the volume button is slightly larger. At the bottom of your device you have further mics, one of your dual speakers, the other one is at the top of your display, and of course your USB-C connection, which allows you to charge your device, connect it to move over data, or even use Samsung DeX. This will charge your 4700 mAh battery, and that will charge that to 50% in just 30 minutes with a 25-watt wire charging or a 15-watt wireless charging. And don't forget, like I always do, that Samsung offers reverse wireless charging for those accessories. Most of the time I'm just charging my Apple AirPods. Don't come at me, please. Whilst touring around our device, you'll notice it has a rounded corner design, which I prefer over sort of straight edge corners. It's not bulky either, with only 8mm of thickness and weighing 213 grams, and it feels premium in your hands. That comes with a combination of your Corning Gorilla Glass Victus and your aluminium frame. It comes with an IP68 water and dust resistance, which is required when living in the UK at the moment. It's just constantly raining. This device will be okay for up to 30 minutes, up to 1.5 meters before needing to dry off, and that's plenty of time to fish it out of a puddle, fish it out of a swimming pool, fish it out of the toilet, wherever you seem to have dropped your device. Then coming onto the display, and this is the most important feature for me. Well, it's the most important feature for anyone really, because without a display, well, it's just a bit One day we might just have that glass sort of display that we see in sci-fi films, which I hope we do. This display offers an immersive and enjoyable experience. Like always with Samsung, it is extremely bright. The contrast for me, I absolutely love with Samsung. It's so bright and in your face, but no matter if you're losing yourself in a fantasy world while playing games or getting stuck into the latest movie. Has anyone seen Wicked? I'm a big fan. It was good. Let me know if you've seen it down below and what you thought of it. Are you waiting for part 2, or are you just a bit meh? But this display offers a dynamic AMOLED 2X display, 120Hz response rate, really good to see, and you can change this in the settings. HDR10 Plus for your content, so if your content is supported in HDR, well, this device will support that. And then plus 1900 nits peak brightness. Samsung's brightness just blows everything else out of the water at the moment, and it's great. If I'm outside trying to get my guide dog to go to the toilet, don't need to use a torch, just turn the brightness up on the screen and away we go. Talking of a screen, it's a 6.7-inch display, 1.99mm slim bezel. I noticed it's really small around the actual bezel of your device. 1080 by 2340 pixel resolution, a 19:5:9 ratio, and that gives you a 385 pixel per inch density. One great thing that Samsung do that Apple need to introduce for their iPhone range is Samsung allows you to use multiple apps on your display, even being a 6.7-inch display like the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. So for myself, normally I drop one app in, which is YouTube, and watch the latest videos, and then I would jump into X as well, and then I could fire off some X's while watching YouTube. So make sure to follow me on all of my channels, because I talk about different things on different channels. So one thing you'll notice with this device, it has a built-in fingerprint sensor into your display. So you're able to unlock your display, you're able to use Google Wallet or Samsung Pay, and you have multiple options for security. But again, I always use fingerprint and then a pin or pattern options. So coming on to cameras, another most popular option on a smartphone these days is a camera. Hey, who would have thought? How many calls do you actually make on on your phone. So it's a key feature and it allows you to capture your adventures. So let's begin taking a look at your selfie camera as we're looking at our display. So front facing camera with a 10 megapixel sensor with an f2.4 aperture, and it's a wide lens so everyone can get in those shots. And it allows 4K at 30 or 60 frames per second, 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second video recording, and it's a gyro EIS, so electronic image stabilization. So let's flip our device around and take a look at our main camera setup. So you have a 50 megapixel sensor, which is wide, and that's an f1.8 aperture. And it's a dual pixel phase detection autofocus and an optical image stabilization, so a little bit more impressive than the front facing camera. You also have an 8 megapixel sensor, which is f2.4. This is a telephoto, so you can zoom in and see everything you need to. Phase detection autofocus, OIS again, and 3 times optical zoom, so you can actually zoom into those things you need to see. And then finally you have a 12 megapixel sensor, which is f2.2. This is your ultra wide, so if you need to get that ultra wide shot, and this is great when you want to get everything or everyone, if you've got a large party, you can get everyone captured at the same time, so there's no need to take multiple photos. When it comes to video recording, you've got 8K for under £700. You can record 8K at 30 frames per second, and then you have 4K at 30, 60 or even 120 frames per second, 1080p at 30, 60, 120 or 240 frames per second, and 720p at 960 frames per second. Hands up, who can remember recording a video in less than 720p? I can remember those days, and maybe are getting a little bit too old. With the latest launches from Samsung, they have included Galaxy AI, which comes with this device, and there is a plethora of settings related to photo assistance, the stunning low light portraits as well, powered by the Galaxy's Pro Visual Engine, which runs the sensors in these devices, meaning that your images will come alive day or night. And in the nighttime, it seems really good actually. It seems to bring the facial colors out. And also I've taken a few pictures which I'll be showing on here, and also make sure to go and check out my Instagram at Ricky's Tech Talk for even more photos taken on devices. Taking a look at your power and performance. So running Android One UI 6.1 with a push to Android 15 in the near future, I'm sure. Samsung normally do follow trend when Google releases it. Your CPU is an Exynos 2400E. It's a 4 nanometer chip size. It's a 10 core CPU with multiple different speeds depending what you need to do. Your GPU is an Eclipse 9040, so that's great for all your gaming. And then of course there's a few extras that I've noticed while using this device. The main one being Galaxy AI. One of the great features is circle to search. When you're online and you want to notice, oh, what's that? Or you see a photo, you can circle it with your finger and you can search to find out what it is. That's great when you want to buy a product. Another great option is for those that need little help with live translate. That relates to languages. So if you've got a friend that's visiting and you want to translate different things, or even live in a call, you have that option. You have interpreter, and you have browsing assistant as well that can help you when looking for the best product. Of course, you have to accept the terms and conditions to this, and that allows access to your device. So it's up to you what you want to do. Another great feature is Imagine It and Sketch It. So you can see your sketches to Imagine Draw. So you can sketch anything and it will use AI to transform that sketch into an image. That's quite fun as well. I've had a little play around with that. It's a bit like Apple's Playground option. These are great options, but sometimes they just sit in the background. But for me, circle to search is the main one. Photo assist as well is really good. And then one of the other big features is of course Samsung DeX. This allows you to have like a smart device connected to a monitor, and then you have like a browsing computer option, and then that allows you then to navigate through your files or even just work away if you need to be a bit more productive. So final thoughts. Having been an iPhone Android user, so I've always got one of each when testing. I can pair with it and then I can move on, try a different device and see how it compares. So Samsung devices have continued to offer a wide range of S-range features in their Fan Edition, which tends to be cheaper. And that's no difference here. It is a little bit cheaper, which I'll talk about later on. A couple of things that I really want to highlight here is it's a large display. It's got a really good camera setup, so you can snap away any adventures and you'll be really happy to share them with family and friends. It's powerful as well. The battery tends to drain for me. I had a couple of issues with the battery. The accessibility settings, amazing from Samsung. Please check out my latest video talking about accessibility and the key features. And I'm going to be doing a new series for 2025 all about an in-depth look at each accessibility setting and what it means for you when using your device. So make sure to subscribe for that. From someone who is visually impaired, I need something that's bright, I need something that's big, so I may change the text, I may change the background color as well, and the option of Bixby Vision is helpful with Samsung, but I still feel like there's improvements needed with that. But it does improve year on year. I can remember trying it for the first time, it was a bit buggy, a bit laggy, but it's improving, which is a good note. One note though I will say about is the camera bump. It is unusually quite large on this device, meaning it's unstable when sat on a table, but how many times do you actually put your phone on a table and try and type? Most of the time it's just in my hand, so it's not fussed. I think that's a very minor point. I know I had slight damage to my device, but it does feel tough, it does feel strong, and it does feel reliable as well. I do like the brushed aluminium design around your device, plus also the mint colour looks lovely. Plus there are so many other colour options available. So massive thank you to Vodafone who supplied this device, and I will link to Vodafone UK in my video description. I will also leave a link to Samsung UK as well, where you can go and learn more. With the addition of Galaxy AI, it just adds to the level of features available on a fan edition device that's under £700, which is simply amazing. As devices are tending to get more and more expensive, people are looking for an alternative now, and they're shifting their way to something like this. So as I mentioned, a huge thanks to Vodafone who supplied this device for me to review. Their offers start from £44 per month for 50GB and a £30 upfront fee. Of course there's terms and conditions, but I will leave a link in the video description to Vodafone UK. Of course you could choose to purchase this device outright, starting from £649. For everything I have mentioned there, that's actually really impressive. You've got the S line, premium flagship line from Samsung camera sensors. You've got the power and performance that will let you game. It will let you be productive. You've got the option of Samsung DeX for added productivity. And also you've got camera sensors that will be great at capturing anything you want to capture on your adventures and travels. But let me know where you're going though. I'm going to be a bit jealous. I want to go somewhere in 2025. Actually going to New York, so let me know where to go and see in New York, and also I can't wait to show you my tech travel bag that I'm taking there. I hope you have found this review helpful. I've given loads of information. If you do have any questions or queries, please leave a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to help. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.